Hi party people, it's been a minute, but I'm back, and today I'm talking about Idyllwild, California. My husband and I just visited for the very first time, and it is probably the cutest little town I've ever visited in California. Let's get into it. Now, we got into town rather late, around 11:30ish, I want to say, so we were hungry, and a quick little Yelp search, which wasn't really necessary because there's only a few places to visit to eat anyway. We ended up coming to Mama's Egg House. Mama's Egg House is Mexican cuisine, but it's a little bit modern. It has a twist to it. It's vegan friendly. They do smoothies, they have teas, coffees, chorizo, chilaquiles, I believe, eggs Benedict. It's a good variety, and these are the dishes that we had. I had the Benedict. Now, they did not have Canadian bacon, but they did have prosciutto, so that was interesting. Everybody was super friendly, definitely warm and welcoming, and that was the vibe throughout the entire town. It wasn't like when you go to Solvang and discrimination is like up front in your face, like openly. Like, it wasn't like that. So it was really nice all the way around, everywhere we went, and the food was tasty. It was different, like I said. So don't go in expecting or thinking, yes, we scored a Mexican spot here. I mean, yes, it is a Mexican spot, but it's not your typical traditional, like your mom's or your grandma's or your own home cooking. Nonetheless, it was good. I'm glad we tried it, and next time we will try a different diner, only because we would love to try all three diners that exist there. But give it a go. Now, we stayed at Tequit's Pines Retreat. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't want anybody to come to me saying it's Tequit's, like, you know how you would say it in Spanish. I'm gonna say Tequit's because it just sounds cool. Anyway, we stayed at this retreat resort, hotel, whatever you want to call it. It used to be a campground for spiritual retreats back in the day, but it has since been restored and converted into a hotel type of situation. It is absolutely clean, remodeled, and beautiful. There are smaller rooms that are connected, and then you'll have cabins after cabins after cabins, and then you'll come across this cute little chapel that sits right across from the X dining hall, which will now be used for events such as weddings. And because these structures are still the way they used to be, it gives you very summer camp vibes. So it's not your typical Holiday Inn. The rooms were comfortable, minimalistic decor. What more could you ask for? It was, I want to say, $115 for the night, and mind you, this is during winter time with snow. I think it's an amazing, very affordable price to pay, especially when you're getting that quality of cleanliness and service. We walked the grounds, and the grounds are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful to walk. They have two small walking paths which are absolutely stunning. There is some snow that's falling off of the trees randomly, which makes it look like it's snowing a little bit, and the snow is the absolute smoothest, softest, and glitteriest I've ever seen. They have courts that you can play games, basketball, maybe volleyball, I could be wrong. They had a tetherball, so my husband and I had to play match, because, like, how do you not? It was right there. I think the gods wanted us to battle it out, and so we did. Here is a clip. Unfortunately, I was winded. Being in snow that is like a foot deep and you're sinking constantly in the sun was just not the right situation for me, and yes, I lost. Whatever. Catch me in 1999 and I would have kicked your butt. Anyway, moving along, we ended up going to the liquor store because we needed some libations. Now, the liquor store in town that we went to was expensive, and I believe it's because you have to consider transportation or delivery. Yeah, they had a great selection, let me tell you. Looked very much like a liquor store here, where you would go look for your little gems, if you will. I wouldn't say they have gems, but it's still a really, really well stocked liquor store. We did also see the cutest and the smallest movie theater we've ever seen. We didn't get to see anything this time, but we definitely will try to next time, and I hope you guys check it out too. Lastly, for dinner, we were a little bit late in the game as far as going out to eat. It was early. It was about 5:30 or 6 p.m. But again, this is a super tiny, quaint little town. So everything shuts down early. No one's really out. There aren't really many places to go eat in the first place. So we went out to walk. It was dark already. And we had a couple options.
So first we stopped at the local brewery, and although now I wish I would have eaten here because everything smelled so good, we only stopped for a couple of drinks and everything was pretty good except for this sour beer. That one you have to be careful with. Now it can be a little difficult to find if it's your first time, but if you park up in the main shopping area, you will find on the left-hand side a sign on one of the shops that leads to a staircase. Follow that staircase down and you will find the filling station. Conversely, you can park down below on the back side and make your way up through the stairs in the back.
We ended up going into a sushi place because they had ramen, and we thought, you know, with the snow and the cold weather, it would be nice to have something warm. I, of course, had sushi because duh. So I had a sushi roll. My husband had the ramen. Unfortunately, he said it's just like making ramen at home, nothing special, nothing authentic. But then again, what can you expect? You're in a quaint little town. I'm sure you're not gonna find, you know, any Michelin star chefs around here.
But I could be wrong.
It wasn't bad, so that's great. Again, very warm, very loving. The location was actually very, very tiny, like very, very small, probably 2 to 3 tables, if that, and it's very tight. Smaller than a tiny dental office. But again, very nice people. Then we went across to the bar, the local town bar that they have. It was so surreal, actually. It was almost like walking into a Hallmark or Lifetime movie where you saw like locals there drinking, and there were some who were, you know, just playing cards. Like that's just what they do on a Tuesday night. And only like 2-3 tables, but then you cross over to the dining side, and of course there's like tables, and then there's like a patio. It was nice, and again, great hospitality there too. One thing to note there, and I don't know if this is everywhere in town or just there at the bar. Actually, no, I think it might have been just then, because we ended up watching the game in our hotel room. We were actually wanting to see the Clipper game, and for some reason, contractually, the game could not be played, streamed, or just played. It had like a warning or like a disclaimer there that said something about like, you know, due to contracts, blah, 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 something.
So we went back to our room, got comfortable, remembered we had some expensive snacks to chow down, and we watched our game. We only stayed for one night, and the very next morning was absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at it. It is just so breathtaking. We had to bid the retreat adieu, and we drove out of the one-way in, one-way out gates. And I don't know about you, but this totally gives me Jurassic feels, and I'm here for it.
That is about it, I want to say. Thank you for watching, and listen, next time you want to go to the snow or go camp out somewhere and you really don't want to go to Big Bear, Idyllwild is a really, really cute spot to visit. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys on the next one.